We very much look forward to talking about security issues, how we can cooperate on counterterrorism. We're looking forward to discussing how we can be helpful in addressing some of the corruption issues that have held Nigeria back and unleashing the incredible talent of the Nigerian people.
The military on its part has received its fair share, while the federal government released over 4 billion naira to the multinational task force. The United States made a donation of $5 million to fight the cause as well. The removal of the service chiefs came without surprise, as many have clamored for the need to overhaul the military to surmount the insurgency.
We had fifth columnists in the military that were leaking information to terrorists, and then we also had challenges of unserviceable equipment.
Recently, the military, through airstrikes and land operations, dealt a devastating blow to regrouping terrorists in Bitter village, killing many of them, as 4 Boko Haram suspects were arrested in Malari, a village in Konduga local government area of Borno State. With the deadline handed to the military to end various attacks and of course the insurgency in Nigeria come December 2015, Northerners and indeed Nigerians are full of hope that insurgency in Nigeria will soon be a thing of the past.
Blessing, you just heard that report. Does the Nigerian soldiers, do they feel a sense that this arrest will serve as a deterrent?
Well, the recent arrest has brought some level of hope and excitement to everyone, including the soldiers. Some of those arrested were turned in by their families, so it is a lesson for those still in the business. And I think it has really boosted the morale of some soldiers because they are seeing a level of cooperation from civilians.
So tell us, what is happening right now where you are in Borno?
Well, people are just living their normal life, and you know, with the return of airline operations, even people that before now are skeptical about visiting home, people that escaped, you know, in the heat of the insurgency, people are beginning to return, businesses are beginning to pick up, and life is gradually returning to normal. Even the once in a while we still experience suicide bombings, but then I think people are getting more relaxed and life is returning back to normal, except of course in local government areas that are yet to be declared safe for those displaced to return. But here in the state capital, life is returning to normal.
Well, let's leave it at that, Blessing. Be touching base with you on a regular basis. Let's shift our focus now to Major General Abbah via telephone from Borno State, Nigeria's northeast. He's at the front line of the insurgents there. He is, of course, the commander of the multinational joint task force. I want to thank you so much indeed for joining us, General. Tell us more on your operations to rout Boko Haram from the Lake Chad member countries area.
Is not taken up now, and I think it's the best decision taken by these 4 countries. The insurgency, though, is dominantly in the northeastern part of Nigeria, but certainly whenever these people are attacked, they either run to Niger or run to Cameroon or to Chad. So by all of them coming together to put their acts together, I think it's a very good decision. Whenever these insurgents get into any of these countries, they will now deal with them there, and then at the end of the day, I think we will have a very quick solution to it rather than leaving only one country to be doing it.
Now, we've seen Boko Haram change its tactics in recent times, from suicide bombings to large-scale abductions. How are you tackling this?
Definitely, whenever they have pressure in one location, they will try to run to another location. And if they meet even innocent people, they try to deal with them. And that is exactly what is happening. I think they are under serious pressure, and that's why they are doing most of this.
Is this a case of firepower? Do you require that to fight this kind of war?
Well, this thing is not about the issue of firepower. This is insurgency operation, and it's a very difficult operation. You don't know them, but they know us. So I think everybody needs to come together and then cooperate with security forces. My own is the multinational joint task force. Burma is out of it. Burma is in Nigeria, totally in Nigeria. We have areas that are really under the multinational joint task force. And since we have started, we have never gotten any major incident in our own area yet. But I think Burma the question on Burma should be directed to 7 divisions. They will handle that properly.
Okay, what are your expectations now that we're expecting aid from the United States? The president has gone there and Obama has agreed that they will help Nigeria. What are the best approaches you're looking at that can make this kickstart and have the meaningful impact to help our soldiers and to help you too?
What I can say, the expectation is to have a robust capacity building, adequate logistics and equipment, and to cap it all, follow it with good administration. I think we'll be heading to somewhere great. And the countries you have just mentioned, I think they will be very willing if they see us also performing to their expectation. And I think the Joint Task Force is in place to take care of issues like that, and we are going to do it.
Do you have the requirements to fight this unconventional war?
The cooperation of the locals, I've told you, is not only deploying the military, but the locals will also need to cooperate very well. And then you should be aware of your environment. Once you do all these things, if you see somebody coming into you and the person does not live around you, you better report it. So once everybody is doing his own quota, I think we'll be heading somewhere very great on this.
Many thanks indeed, General. We'll be keeping base with you as frequent as we can. Now, when State of the Nation returns, Nigeria's richest corporation, the NNPC, undergoes restructuring, a major shakeup by the new boss. The directorate, 9 in number, trimmed to 4. What does this mean for Nigeria's oil industry? We will be speaking to an energy expert. He's a global oil and gas professional, and we'll be talking to him in just a moment. Stay with us.